After I grew up, left town, I went to Iowa State University with one goal in mind, and that was to fly military airplanes. At the time, we had a little conflict on in Southeast Asia, and it seemed to me service was what I was about. I married my high school sweetheart, and we've been married for, well, let's just say over 40 years. We married actually 1 year out of high school, had 3 grown children. I have 8 grandchildren, and they are pretty special to me. National debt. I think the national debt is the largest impact on all of us today. We have to do something about it, or otherwise in 2038 we'll be Greece. That's not good. Secondly, we have to do something with those people that are already here. Securing a border is essential, but also we have to address secondarily, what do we do with the folks that are here? The Senate passed a bill a long time ago. It's time to get a decision out so we can stop the uncertainty. Third, there is a major issue about jobs, and I think what we need to do is bring some money back that our global corporations have available to us, which then will create jobs, and those will be high-quality jobs. And international relations, I think 25 years in the military gives me a sound basis to help with those issues. Because I think that's something fundamental that our government isn't doing right now. And we've seen that a couple of times. We've seen that when we refused to pay down our debt at one point, and then we had to make a compromise to finally adjust our debt level, which is too high. But secondly, we found it again just this year, or last year, when we had a government shutdown, the worst possible example of parties not working together. Because I think what we're looking for is somebody to accomplish something that's best for the most people, which won't be necessarily everybody. Now, my experience in that, I've had 30 years of litigation. So litigation has taught me, look at alternatives, because maybe there is something out there that's good for everyone that might be looking for common ground. The impact of increasing a minimum wage affects those that are 16 to 24. The last time we raised it, it cut that employment about a third. Most people start at minimum wage and then move up. So we heard some talk about compromise. I'm going to tell you what I think is a compromise. We don't just jump to 10-10. We do what we did last time, which is we gradually move it up and perhaps have some exceptions. If students are the ones that suffer, the 18-year-old that gets a summer job, then let's make an exception for that person and let's gradually raise that minimum wage to 10-10. We have a health care problem in this country. It doesn't take you long to read some literature where somebody had health care problems that they couldn't solve. So we need those solved, but certainly the Affordable Care Act is not it. It's a disaster. It loses jobs. It puts us in debt. And that is a major threat to our country. So we need a market response that's competitive. Let's say you have $1 coming into your business and you spend 20% on taxes, so there goes 20 cents. 20% on regulation compliance, and there's 40% out. What if we were to reduce those numbers? So let's reduce the overburdening regulations that we put up with. Let's reduce our taxes. What are we going to do with that money? We're going to expand. What does expansion do? It creates jobs. Creating jobs then creates competition for jobs. What does competition for jobs create? It creates higher income for the worker. It creates incentives to create jobs. I believe, as a Republican, that what we have to do is we have to reduce taxes to help us grow. The simple example that I just gave you, we have to take the handcuffs off our businesses and let our businesses do, and you're a good example of those, do what we do well, and that is produce goods and services to the public. Then what happens is we create jobs, because what I haven't heard from the other side here so far, and that is, and I should introduce that, is unemployment. Unemployment is unacceptably high. And that's why we have to, and I would say we have to reduce taxes and our corporate tax structure, because we have $2 trillion in cash overseas not coming back because of that tax. We reduce that tax, we roll that money back, and that money will be put to use, and guess what? There's your job. And it will be a good paying job because we ship over overseas the other jobs. Thank you.